Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jayla Olivia, and this is Mom in Real Life. Today I'm going over how I store my breast milk, a little bit of how I built my supply, and yeah, let's get into it. So usually I put my pumped bags and bottles in the fridge. I don't freeze my milk every single night. Instead, I kind of wait till I reach a certain amount, and then I separate it. So now I'm going into the cabinet to grab out my Medela storage bags or freezer bags, whatever you want to call them. I used to use elastano bags, but I kind of like these a little bit better. It feels a little bit sturdier. I guess it's just like a thicker plastic, and I have less experience with leakage. First things first, washing my hands before I handle the milk. Don't want to spread any germs or bacteria to baby. Now that's done, I go in my drawer, pull out my marker. This is the junk drawer, even though it's a little organized, but yeah. Now I'm going over to get some of my bags. Now here you'll notice I actually pulled out more bags than I truly needed, and I'm going to kind of suffer for it later. I think I pulled out about 5 or 6, which is way more than I needed for this. But I like to stack my bags up, fill out the information because my baby goes to daycare, so I just write his name, the date, and the amount. I like to store my bags in 4 ounces because he typically drinks about 4 ounces at a time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish doing that. All done. So I already measured out, or I'm going to measure out 4 ounces in each of these bottles. Go ahead and pour. And I combine my milks because they go in the freezer the same day, and that's the date I write as opposed to the date I pump. Because typically I try not to let my milk sit in the fridge longer than 3 days. Sometimes it does, however, and if it does, I'll always make sure I put it in at the 5-day mark, because I think the rule is that milk's good for up to 5 days in the fridge, but you should freeze it. The sooner the better. Go ahead and do that. The only thing I hate about the bags is that I find myself sometimes spilling little drops when I go to measure it out. The bags are pretty accurate though with the measurement, but it's not exact, so I rely more on the actual bottle measurements than the bag measurements. But I have tried it out, and if I pump about 4 ounces, usually it's like maybe a quarter inch above the line, it's about 4 ounces of milk. So it's a little bit off, but not so far off that I'd be completely wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer the milk from the bottle into all of my bags. Get that liquid gold going in there. So as you'll see me incorrectly getting the air out the bag, but you'll see later that I fixed that. You want to have as little air as possible in the bag. So here I'll show you. What I like to do is kind of pinch it a little bit, lay it down, and then just rub my fingers up above the milk until all the air is out. And then I go ahead and seal it. And now it's nice and flat and virtually air-free. Now I got my first stack done. I'm going to go into my garage and put the milk into my deep freezer. Don't mind the mess. It's pretty bad in there. So in my deep freezer, I usually keep about 6-gallon bags of milk in there. That's how I kind of measure how my supply is going. Okay, so these are the bags that were left over. I don't believe in wasting bags, so I'll take as many as I need and reuse those. Any bags that I don't end up using today, I'm going to have to toss because at that point, that's just too much. Now, some people might not agree with this, but this is what I've been doing. It works for me. My baby has been fine. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, of course, don't. But like I said, my baby's been fine. I had no issues with doing this. And done. Now it's time for the cleanup. So I just throw them into the sink, use some regular dish soap and my little sponge to go in them first. My bottles, that is. And I have this really neat tool I'm going to show you in a little bit that I really like. I think it's from, what is it, Nuke or Munchkin? Munchkin. It's like this little bottle cleaner with little brushes, and I like to use those to clean up the bottles. Here it is right there. So yeah. Alright. So that's pretty much my routine. I probably do this about 2 to 3 times a week because, like I said, I don't store my milk every single night into the freezer. I just put it away once I reach a certain amount. I typically pump about 12 to 15 ounces while I'm away at work. My baby usually drinks between 12 and 16 ounces. So I know I'm a little bit under. Like I said, my current amount in my freezer stash is about like 230 something. And previously I had 299. Mind you, I do keep about 30 ounces at my mom's place just for emergencies. If baby has to go over there, he still has a full day's worth of milk to drink. Yeah, so thanks for hanging with me. Take care.